You all right? You okay there? Off to a rough start?
Up here in Chicagoland, we're fighting the Canadian wildfires.
Oh,
It's pretty
no.
ugly. I feel like an entire Canadian fir tree is like right here. It's been
Oh,
really hazy for about a week. Thanks a
face
lot,
deep in
Canada.
that fir tree. Face deep in that fir tree, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. That's how we start off the show. That's what I'm talking about. We have the opposite problem down here. It's just so damn humid.
Mm,
It's like real. I don't think there's been a day that's gone by here in the past week that hasn't been a real feel of at least 105.
wow.
It's like it's just I go outside and I just try to clean something, like wipe down a window or something outside, and it's like, well, gotta change my shirt. That one's disgusting and gross now.
You're the
Gonna
one who
have to
wanted to live in
change it up.
Florida.
Yeah, that's true. I chose this. By the way, we got the tote board for the. It's been relatively. I don't want to jinx anything. It's been relatively quiet. The one that we thought was going to be really maniacal, Dexter seems to have just gone off into the distance and will not be bothering anyone per se. That's the last I heard. I know there's a couple that are starting to build up there.
Yeah, I don't. Let me see here. Oops. All right, get all this stuff up here. Let's see. I don't think there's been anything since that. They predicted. It seems like every year they predict that it's going to be an active year, and
Mm-hmm.
this year it just does not seem like there's anything. Oh, I'm in the wrong year. It's 2025, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out here. You said I was the one that wanted to move to Florida. But yeah, the last I checked was Dexter, currently active, and he's just kind of meandering off the coast there. But
Yeah.
I'm sure now saying that it's going to be like, boom, it's going to be the one we least expect. That's going to be the one that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Well, I think I'll have to go back and look, but I think we said of Dexter that it might surprise us. I was concerned about Dexter. I think you and I
I
split
was
on that
too.
one.
No, I was too because of just the show Dexter.
Yeah,
It's like that thing's a killer, so better watch out for it. But welcome
yeah.
in, by the way.
Hey,
It's Mike and Molson. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us on the major networks of Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Comment wherever you're watching from, or there is the Monkey line at 7074 Monkey. That's 707-466-6539. We'd love to hear from you. We got another big show. We got a good Twismo. We got monkeys involved, cute or creepy. So shall we dive into it?
we shall. And what do we do with a president on the roof?
I saw the headline and I thought it was the Onion.
Yeah,
I go, surely this dope isn't on the roof. Like, I know he's building a ballroom and he likes to be the foreman
yeah,
and
but not on the
look at me, I'm
roof.
gonna
I mean, none of that's on the
right.
roof.
Yeah. And so then I saw and I'm like, nope, this was actually real. Isn't this the time that grandpa may have a talking to of like, hey, grandpa, you can't just walk around on the roof. You kind of have to stay indoors, buddy. Appreciate you, though.
Well, let's watch what happened.
Sir, why are you on the roof?
Mr. President, what are you doing up there?
So, why are you on the roof? What are you doing up there? He just says, taking a walk,
Who?
as
Don't
one
you have
does.
The White House is pretty big.
Yeah.
I've not taken the White House tour, but couldn't you walk around the inside of the home or, I don't know, the
That whole
perimeter?
backyard there is huge. Yeah,
Instead, I want to go on the roof.
yeah.
Okay, old man.
What are you looking at? Talk to us. How does the new Rose Garden look?
What?
Are you considering more renovations, sir?
Why are you
Are
yelling
you
at him?
considering more
can't hear
renovations?
him.
He just goes, hello, Peter.
Peter, was that Ducey?
I'm sure it was.
Why are you yelling? Now, here's the thing. This is the world in which we live in, to where instead of calling and being like, yeah, we got a 78-year-old man just walking around on the roof of a building, we have idiots who are yelling at him questions, asking him opinions on things while he's just on the freaking roof.
Well, that was my first thought too, and then I remembered that all the other journalists have been kicked out of the White House press pool, so we're just left with Fox and Newsmax and a couple of podcasters, I think.
And Mike Lindell's news network.
Right.
My Pillow News will suffocate you with facts.
Are you going to build up there? What does that mean? Can you give us another?
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a perfectly see. That's what a reporter should ask.
Well, let me just preface that though by okay, we all know this, right? You got the curves of a lady thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you are embroiled in a controversy of you being best friends with a sex trafficker for 15 years, and according to reports, you then also doodled a picture for his birthday that looked like a nude woman with your signature being the pubic hair, I don't know if I'd be doing
I'm disappointed
on
in
top
you,
of the
Mike.
White House.
I am very disappointed in you. The way I saw it was he was thinking of building a snowman.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
See, that's a
Okay.
snowman. That's what that is.
Okay.
What does that mean? Can you give us another
What?
hint?
Are we really playing charades on top of the roof?
Yeah, so he then says that it's just another way for me to spend my money for the American people. I think somebody asks him at one point, "Are you planning on putting in a second floor of it? Because where he's standing is above the press conference room, and still no clear answer as to what the holy hell he was doing up there."
Good Lord.
What?
Well, we've said many times throughout our years of broadcasting, especially when he popped on the political scene, of just when you think it's weird, that's when it gets weird. And
a president
there's
can't
a
just go
president on the
walking
roof.
around, just for the heck of it. You got to let the Secret Service know. They got to set up a perimeter. There's all kinds of things you got to do. You can't just go walking around on the roof.
How did that call come through?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go on the what? Yeah, he wants to go on the roof, and he's going to do this thing where it looks like he's, kind of getting ready to do the butt or skyjack all over the place.
Tangerine's on the roof. Tangerine's on the roof. We have to get the Tangerine. He's on the roof.
Good Lord. This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. We're yelling questions of, what are you doing? Give us a hint. It's like party game night at the White House. Are you going to play Uno later? Is that what you're doing? It's a table.
Right.
You're setting up the Uno table. Is that a Pop-O-Matic bubble? Are we going to have the Rose Garden turn into a giant board game?
Yeah, no clue. No clue what's going on there.
Good Lord. Yikes. Well, from one old guy just walking around on the roof of the White House to this old guy wanting to leave his wife.
Yeah, I think this is the concern that everybody has with AI. Well, not the concern, but a concern is that it's going to start to replace people, and it might even start to replace relationships. Many elderly men in China are obsessed with what they're referring to as the beautiful anchors. I guess these are people on your phone that you can talk to, AI people that you can talk to. They stay in front of their mobile phones every day to interact with virtual characters. One man has even filed for divorce.
Oh, you can at 75, you can't do that. That's years of a loving relationship flushed down the toilet for this hot fake woman.
According to the Beijing Daily, the 75-year-old man actually takes the affectionate conversations spoken by the female characters very seriously. The old man believes it and waits on time every day just for the, quote, beauty live to be updated again. His situation is not an isolated case. More and more seniors are addicted to emotional content produced by AI. Many elderly people.
I could see if you're 75 years old and you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally understand that is kind of an epidemic we have of loneliness and that kind of thing. So I can somewhat get that. But this guy has a wife. There's some 75-year-old guy who wishes that he had an actual live woman in his
Right.
life to talk to, and this dope is like, I got that, but there's this hot young computer lady that talks to me, and so I got to update my software.
And unsurprisingly, these companies are saying, "Oh, I think we've got a market here." So this appears to be the elderly population appears to be the main audience of these AI anchors that they're talking about. Some shared that their elders became addicted to their smartphones. Not only did they believe they had received a true love connection, they even insisted they had won a large prize, became popular on the internet. Look at all these ladies talking to me, and even threatened divorce of their spouses, causing controversy at home. So that's just a little peek into what we have unleashed on the world.
I love how not only they think a young woman loves them, but also I've won prizes, and hey, check it out, I'm Insta famous now.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean
Dopes.
it will tell you whatever you want it to tell you.
That's true. That's true. There is that. Everyone's going to be a star. Well, this guy has some harsh words for his wife because she pulled a prank, had the audacity to pull a prank at their wedding reception.
Okay.
So this guy is in the midst of, and I don't know why we still do this, but it's a tradition, the garter toss, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the bouquet toss and the garter toss where the guy may or may not use his teeth to pull down the garter off his wife's leg, and then he shoots it and jettisons him behind, and the next thing you know, the guy who catches it, he's supposed to be the next guy that's going to get married. So they
It
call
is a
for the garter
very
toss.
sensual part of the reception when you got your grandmother sitting there and you got your
Yes.
5-year-old nephew. It's a very weird. I don't think we should be seeing that. But anyway, so the garter toss.
Yeah, and especially when they start playing Pony by Genuine while you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it too,
Right.
and you're just like, oh, this seems like something you should be ready to do before consummation, not on the dance floor. So anyway, long story short, he is involved in this ritual, and so the bride says, no, 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 we're going to blindfold you. So he puts on the blindfold and sexy music is playing, and he's like, yeah, here we go. And he does the thing where he gets the garter with his teeth and da da da. They're guiding him, and he goes, next thing I know, sitting in the chair in place of my wife was my groomsman in shorts with the garter around his thigh.
Oldest trick in the book.
My wife stood behind him, was talking to me as they walked me over to keep me fooled into thinking it was her. On their instructions, I got down on my knees and began reaching for what I thought was my wife's legs.
Yeah.
Once I found the leg, I found the garter and began pulling it down. But at that moment, I heard my wife saying, with your mouth, with your mouth. I had no clue that they had swapped my sweetheart for a dude.
God.
So I leaned forward and grasped the garter belt in my mouth to the shrieks and applause of the crowd.
Couldn't he
With the
smell
garter
the
in my
musky leg hair?
Well, that's just the thing. I mean, did this groomsman shave his legs and like nair it?
You know,
Like
I've
that's
seen that in some YouTube videos when they do pull this stunt. Is they do go all
that's
the way and just make it nice and smooth and silky so that it fools the guy. I don't
yeah,
know, man.
that's a commitment to the bit. He said, with the garter in my teeth, I pulled it down the leg. Once I had the garter, they told me to stand up and take off my blindfold. When I took off the blindfold, everyone burst into even louder laughter. For a moment, the entire energy of everyone at the wedding was focused on nothing besides laughing at me being the sole butt of the joke. It felt awful.
Jeez, he's mad.
He was big mad. He said that the gag destroyed my trust and sense of intimacy toward my wife.
Holy crap.
Once again, let me say his words that the fact that she did the old switcheroo with a groomsman for this gag, this joke, destroyed his trust and sense of intimacy towards her. He said, committed to keeping spirits high during the nuptials. The embarrassed guy said he just sucked it up and went about. But once on their honeymoon, he hit his bride with harsh truth about the embarrassing hoax. After at first apologizing a bit, she got upset and left me sitting out there. I think I just kept going because I felt hurt and wanted to maybe make her feel bad. Since then, it's been a difficult subject. I've told her I don't want to hear about the wedding. I don't want to write a thank you. I don't want to look at the pictures. If it was tomorrow, I wouldn't make any plans to celebrate our anniversary.
Sheesh.
So yeah. So and he also said in the moment he wanted to punch everybody at the wedding. Watching the video, I find myself looking at the laughing face of my family and friends. There's part of me that I never act on, but wanted nothing more than to punch them all in their stupid faces. That's a
Oh,
guy that would act on that.
this guy has
Doth
no
does
sense of humor.
no, he doth protest too much.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you pull the garter down.
Here's an old one.
It feels like he's thinking that, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like, to me, it's a harmless joke. Yes, you got to roll with the punches, bud. You can't to say it destroyed your trust and intimacy, and you don't want to ever think of the wedding again, and it ruined everything else, and blah 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 blah. Dude, it was a garter on a guy's leg.
And
Get over it.
okay, so here you got this group of young guys. You got a groomsman there. It's probably his buddy. And you know at some point, because every guy does this, he like grabbed his buddy's ass or something, or, made some sort of homoerotic
They,
reference to the
they
guy or
crossed.
something, just joking around. But man, right there in front of everybody, that's a bridge too far.
I guess for this guy. And the fact that you wished to punch everyone in their face, family and friends, because they were laughing. What were they supposed to do?
Right.
They have to go, oh, this is so wrong. How dare she? How dare she? It's like, it's going to be, maybe she did this as a test. You know what? Maybe this was on her to go, if he's going to react like this, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm walking out.
Yeah.
Over
No,
it.
that's, and she probably should. I agree with
Yes.
her on that. Yeah, that's legitimate.
Here he says, I literally cannot stop my mind from replaying it over and over, and I get mad every time. I tell myself sometimes it was assault because I was tricked into putting my mouth on another man's leg without
Lord.
my consent.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
So
All right.
let's
Oh,
just.
okay. It wasn't some weird freaky sex party that you were freaking drugged and made to do this. It was your wedding reception. It was a prank, bro. Just relax.
That monkey appearing in the corner means the monkey line is ringing.
Awesome.
Let's see who's on the other end of this one. 7074
Okay.
monkey. Yes, hello.
All right, let's try this. Oh, me, oh my. I licked up that, what I thought was his thigh. But,
Are you on the toilet? What's going on over there?
Oh. Mid limerick. Is he okay? Someone check out our poet laureate.
What the hell
He
happened
may
there?
have passed the.
Was he all
I don't
right?
know. I hope he's okay. Did he drop the phone in the toilet? Because you're
He
right.
was-
It sounded
I
like
could
it sounded
tell
like
he was winding up to a poem, but he just it's okay to it's okay to abort and just say, you know what, I'm just not ready for this yet.
right.
And
Bring it
let us
back
know,
around.
But
Yeah, bring it back around. Just make sure you're okay. Call back later in the show.
yeah, that's all right. Just settle down, finish what you're doing.
Yeah. Whether you're running a marathon or dropping a Duke, I'm not quite sure. But oh me,
Yeah.
oh my, up that man's thigh. I wanted to hear where the rest of the poem was going.
I would,
Usually
yeah,
he brings it home.
I was hooked in. It sounded like he was moving a couch up the stairs or something.
It was. He called and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on hold. We can move this. We can move this furniture up the stairs." And then, unfortunately, no. So, all right. Well, call back later. But yeah, this guy needs to lighten up, Francis.
The
Lighten up.
phone guffaw. No, that was you, man. That was you. That was not a phone guffaw.
I gave a phone guffaw when I heard that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Thanks, Greg.
That's all right. We
Appreciate
appreciate you. We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
go ahead and comment in wherever you're watching from as well. Don't forget you can do that as well on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. So yeah, this lady's lucking out.
She knows. She knows she is with
Yeah.
somebody who has no sense of humor, and that's she needs to bail on this guy. All right, let's go to Oklahoma, where we have a situation where some naughty movie was on TV.
No. Because this guy's a big, like, Christian, like, bring God back into schools and 10 Commandments are everywhere. And, like, we need to have a Noah's Ark thing and everything else, right?
I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but he is the state superintendent.
Okay. Of schools.
Well, it
Which
doesn't
means he has
say.
a
It
swank.
just says superintendent. I don't know if he's the janitor or what he's maybe.
Well, anyway, he should have a swanky office then. I get that.
So he's got an office, and now the Oklahoma Speaker of the House has weighed in and said that there was a, quote, bizarre accident that likely caused images of nude women to appear on the office television of the superintendent, Ryan Walters.
Okay.
Walters recently, and by recently, 2 months ago, had a Samsung TV installed in his office, and when powered on, it automatically displayed Samsung TV Plus channel 1204, which is Movie Hub Action.
All right. Who among us hasn't gone to Movie Hub Action?
And just at that particular time, the 1985 film The Protector was on the screen, and it's a Jackie Chan movie.
An excellent flick.
Says you.
Yes.
So 2 members of the Oklahoma State Board of Education were in the office at the time. They glance over and they see explicit images during the private portion of their meeting. Now, I did the diligent research and checked out exactly where the nude scene is in The Protector. Like every...
Oh, you're Mr. Skin?
No, I watched it.
Oh, you watched the whole movie?
No, I scanned through it until I saw boobs. 5
As
seconds.
most
5 seconds. 5 seconds. Where are the boobs?
As most of us did if you grew up with Cinemax.
I want to see boobs. And like every PG-13 1980s movie, it's not 20 seconds long.
No. The boobs are there for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's 1985, you have to have a boob in a movie.
Yeah. And the scene kind of looks like this.
That's some good hair.
He's he's in some sort of a massage parlor, and the woman takes off her top, and we see some stuff, and then the scene moves on. And that's it. That's it.
It's just boobs.
So the stars really had to align for, in the middle of this meeting, there just happens to be this TV. It just happens to be showing that movie at that time, and at the very precise time when somebody glanced over is this scene.
Yeah, because it's in the movie.
Initially, Ryan Walters, the superintendent, said the allegations that there was explicit images on my TV were, quote, categorically false.
All right.
And then he contacted a government affairs specialist at Samsung to request what aired on that channel during the time. The cause of the images seems to be the TV's default display, not an intentional act by Walters or his staff. A planned conspiracy is also highly unlikely. They have involved Oklahoma law enforcement in this story.
It's a 1985 movie that was playing in the background. There's going to be a boob or something that shows up.
In my
Maybe
opinion,
not play an 80s movie.
Really, in my opinion, the most plausible explanation for what occurred that day is that the television, which had only been in the superintendent's office for fewer than 2 months, automatically launched Samsung's free streaming service and began playing a film that contained explicit content without anyone in the room realizing at the time. This information seems to both vindicate and the state superintendent as well as 2 board members. God almighty. The Oklahoma County Sheriffs and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation are still investigating the matter.
Is Oklahoma an entire state of footloose preachers that they think that's explicit content? It's no offense, but that is like the least of explicit content in the year of 2025.
Yeah.
1985, yes, maybe, but in the year of 2025, if you're calling that explicit content, oh brother, there's some other things that could have been playing on that TV that would probably blow your mind.
Yeah. Danny Aiello was also in the movie, so that's
pretty explicit
too. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it could not. I mean, we're talking in like maybe 20 seconds of boob, and they've got Oklahoma state law enforcement involved in this story.
Are they thinking it was like some type of setup? Like if you were going to go through,
that's what they were initially implying, was that somebody set this guy up to embarrass him.
If you were going to go through all of that to try to embarrass and sully this gentleman's reputation, right, with explicit content, would you just do 20 seconds of a random, obscure Jackie Chan 80s action movie?
Right.
To be like, look at that guy, he's watching explicit content.
No,
like,
I tell you what they put on the screen is a guy taking another guy's garter off with his teeth.
Yes.
That's what, if you really want to embarrass the dude, that's what you put on the screen.
You put on the wedding video of the last story. Yes, that'll embarrass the hell out of him.
Superintendent,
Man,
what are you watching?
Yes. Wow. That they're using those type of resources for that is beyond me.
Huge overreaction to that.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of overreacting, a lot of people having opinions on this particular story here. We, back when we were on the radio, used to do a thing called Cute or Creepy. So wherever you're watching from, comment below or give us a call what you think of this particular story. It's very sad. Obviously, loss is tough and people deal with grief in different ways. Let me introduce you to TikToker Angelica, I should say. She lost her husband, and she said, "My husband was the biggest Steelers fan." How big? Well, we preserved his real tattoo, his actual skin. She wrote on TikTok on July 23rd, posting pics of herself and her son holding up a framed piece of his body art, a skull inked with the Pittsburgh football team's logo.
Is that what that is?
She said, our son showed... What's that?
I couldn't tell what that thing was. That's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, the husband had over 70 tattoos, but that's the one the son chose.
Okay.
He said, quote, "This is the one Dad would want." Because, yes, what dad among us wouldn't say, peel off my skin, cut it off my dead corpse, then put it in a nice frame, get it lacquered up real good, and hang it as a conversation piece?
Boy, I didn't think about that. You said conversation piece. Anytime somebody comes to the house, they're going to look at that and go, "Oh, that's kind of interesting. What's the deal?" And you have to tell him that you tanned the hide of your dead husband and put it in a frame
for all of us to enjoy. So he'll never miss another Steelers game, wherever it be. She added, "This isn't a replica. You can see his hair, his wrinkles, the ink I kiss goodnight." No. If you're going to do this, Angelica, I don't want the hair. I don't want the wrinkles. I want the art.
Couldn't you just take a picture?
There's that. There is that part of it. Or, I don't know, pluck the hairs instead of just slicing it off and being like, yeah, we're going to do what we're going to do.
Does the article say where she went to have this done? Where can you go to have human skin preserved?
She tagged Save My Ink Forever, claiming, quote, "It's the only company in the world that can do this." You want to know why? Because no one else wants it.
Is that legal? This just doesn't seem legal.
I don't think so. I don't know how they got the body to Save My Ink Forever to be able to slice off. Did they use a meat slice? Like how did they get it off in one slice like that?
Yeah, I know it's a gory question, but it's a question that has to be answered.
Correct. 3 days later, Angelica posted another video about her spouse's skin art. She said, "Yeah, we really had my husband's tattoo preserved. And no, my son and I don't think it's weird at all." She continued, Let me tell you how we had it done. Here you go, Johnny. Here's how the sausage was made. All right. I hope no one's eating dinner right now. Let me tell you how we had it done. When my husband passed away unexpectedly, I knew that this is something we were going to do because we had talked about it. So, with his consent, when I was at the funeral home making all the arrangements, for those of you, unfortunately, who have gone through this process, it's everything from how you want the chairs to what kind of flowers you want, all that kind of stuff, right? And I said, I want to preserve my husband's tattoo. Naturally, they thought I was crazy. They were very nice, but it was very unheard of. They were not familiar with it. They weren't sure how we were going to do that. After informing the funeral director of her plans, Angelica connected, I should say, with Save My Ink Forever, which then began communicating with the funeral home. The mortician there removed the quote-unquote tissue that she and her son desired to keep. My husband passed away on a Friday. His showing was the following Thursday, and the funeral was Friday. On Friday, after everybody left, I was doing my goodbyes. She met the mortician and outlined the exact tattoo I wanted. Preservation took about 90 days. We had it set up and arranged that they were going to deliver him,
Yeah, you got to leave
bring
it out in
him
the
up.
sun so it can dry out a little bit.
Right next to your sun tea. Right, you got to get. I
You know
got my
how they
jug of
do
sun
when
tea.
after you skin a deer or something, you just lay it over the fence and let it just air out and do its thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in West Virginia. The company's in Ohio. When they showed up, when they showed us his tattoo, it was undescribable as to what that felt. It wasn't just one feeling. It wasn't just an emotion. It was physical. It's in a frame. You don't touch it, but it filled a void that was so big. She says she cannot imagine declining to memorialize her spouse in this way. I have many, many emotions every day, every second, and this helps me in ways that I didn't know that I needed.
All right.
She urged her. Go ahead.
Please.
Finally, she urged her followers to start making plans for how they wish to be honored. Start treating this like you want to be in control of everything, she said.
There it is.
And if you want to slice a piece of skin off your dead spouse or dead child that has a tattoo and just go ahead and frame it with hairs and all, you can do it. Save my ink forever.
I was reluctant to be this cynical about it, but I think we can call it and say she's doing it for the clicks. She's doing it for the clicks.
Doing it for the clicks. Turn the dial and get your fix.
I think she is too.
Yeah,
I mean, grief is tough. It's not a linear path, but I don't know if I could be like, hey, one thing that was always discernible or like always distinguishable about my dad was his cop stash. Could you cut that off and put that in a frame and then whiskers and all, and then I could just have it up, hanging up over here, like over my
just his
shoulder.
upper lip peeking out too. I want to see that.
Yeah. I want to see just part of the lip too.
God almighty. That's
I guess
awful.
whatever helps you. Yeah, whatever helps you. But yeah, I just a big no for me, dog.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help.
No, right. She was doing it for the clicks.
We go out into Canada where they're burning down all the trees and putting them in
Jerks.
your nose. Yeah.
Fur in your nose.
Yeah. We've got a singing camper who was apparently, I don't know if he was out of tune or what the deal was, but it was such a horrible sound that it alerted the search and rescue team. Volunteers were in the midst of their weekly training session when they were deployed to a popular hiking and climbing destination. Two concerned hikers called 911 after hearing repeated cries.
No.
What else do you do?
I guess, yeah.
We responded with a full contingent of members and a drone team. Early responders even heard faint yelling but couldn't make out what the person was saying. Then we found him. A lone camper singing his heart out to the trees, blissfully unaware that the acoustics of the forest had turned his tent-side concert into an accidental distress signal. Even though no one was in need of rescuing, the team said they appreciated people who made the 911 call for at least trying to help. And you said you read an article where he was singing Nickelback. That's almost too perfect.
Yes. Well, it's Canada. So he's up in Canada, and Canada is where Nickelback emanates from.
Yeah.
And I imagine he was singing, "Look at this photograph." Every time, what the hell is why the hell is Trump on the on the
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's kind of is that the Canadian distress call? Is Chad
Oh, I think it
Krieger?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think any power ballad from Nickelback, like "Someday, somehow," that means that you're in distress. If you're
Yeah.
willingly listening to Nickelback while on a hike, you are in distress.
How screechy and out of tune do you have to be?
And how loud are you singing that
Mm-hmm.
it's carrying through the forest to where someone's like, "I think someone's dying.
Right.
We need to call 911."
Right. Yeah, that's incredible. So I'm glad everybody's okay. I'm sorry to find out that he's a Nickelback fan, but hey, it's a little different in Canada.
He's singing, "I like your pants around your feet." Everyone's like, "What is going on?" Well, it isn't Canada, it isn't the wilderness, but it does involve animals here. This zoo over in Denmark, not doing it for the clicks, but a lot of social media has taken to this story. They are asking for donations of small pets as food for their predators. It's tough times in Denmark
Jeez.
getting meat to feed your predators at your zoo. So the Alberg Zoo said it's trying to mimic the natural food chain for the sake of both animals' welfare and professional integrity, and offer assurances that the pets will be gently euthanized by trained staff before fed to a
Oh,
higher apex predator.
well, that's not mimicking the food chain. If you want to do it,
No, it's not.
the cat has to chase the thing and rip it apart. Do it right.
Yeah. Um, they explained in a Facebook post that if you have a healthy animal that needs to be given away for various reasons, feel free to donate it to us. So they don't want any sick ones that are about ready to die on its last
Right.
legs. You made a mistake. You got a guinea pig you don't like, or a bunny rabbit, or maybe a dog that's eating a shoe. Bring it to us. We'll kill it and feed it to a lion.
Oh God. Yeah.
Uh, the zoo the zoo points to guinea pigs, rabbits, and chickens as possible donations. After being euthanized, the animals will be used as fodder, the zoo said. That way, nothing goes to waste, and we ensure natural behavior, nutrition, and well being of our predators.
Have you ever been at the zoo during feeding time when they come out with that just bucket of just
Bucket.
meat? And I don't know what it is. I don't know
Mhm.
if they just go down to Kroger and get something. I don't know what they're throwing out there.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's just the steak or whatever, or something that's expired. It's like expired meat that they can't sell anymore. We're like,
Yeah.
give that to the zoo. Not in Denmark. We want the freshest.
God.
The online call for pet donations is accompanied by a picture of a wildcat bearing its teeth, is as you see right there. Um, and they said, with its mouth open, link to the zoo's website, noting the facility is also interested in receiving horses. What in the actual F are you feeding the horse to? The zoo, which could not immediately be reached for additional details, did not list other pets or animals as possible donations, just guinea pigs, rabbits, chickens, and a horse that we may want to euthanize and then feed to our apex predators.
How many could that possibly be? How many are you going to get?
Who's going to answer that? Because they got to
Yeah.
be healthy.
Right. I mean, so yeah, you've got to have an animal at your house that you've decided you don't want at your house anymore. And let's just say it's a chicken. You know, it's not a pet, but it's a chicken or a hamster or something that you've got a lot of them, and you say, all right, I'm gonna. I mean, it's like that's lunch for one cat.
Right. They need a lot of people to donate at that
Yeah,
point,
that's not
especially
gonna.
with guinea pig. Unless it's like for snakes, like guinea pigs for snakes or something along those lines, or like bunnies, but you need a lot of them. That's
You
why
need
they're
a
also
lot.
taking horses.
They're taking
Can you
horses
imagine?
just
Can you
for
imagine
special
taking?
occasions, like around Thanksgiving or something.
Can you imagine taking the horse? Be like the horse going, "Oh man, going to see all these other animals at the zoo.
Want to go to
Pretty
the
cool
zoo?
stuff.
Come on,
Come
Trigger.
on, let's go. Come on, Trigger. Let's go to the zoo. Oh boy, I finally get to go somewhere.
Glop, glop,
Clippity
glop,
cloppity
glop,
clippity
glop.
cloppity clippity clop. Wow, this lion's getting real close. Oh, son of a bitch! A
Open the
very
door.
special,
Let me out.
a very special episode of Mr. Ed. Don't piss
Jeez.
me off, Ed. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll have to follow up and see how many donations they end up getting to
Yeah,
see
I don't.
if they could feed an entire pride of lions or just one tiger with
Yeah.
18 guinea pigs.
And if you're not going to make a sport of it, see, I would go to the zoo and watch that. Watch a leopard chase down a gazelle or an.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
To-
Be
The actual
gory
real
as hell, but it'd be kind of cool.
the actual real natural order instead of like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll do the tough part of killing the pet and then we'll just feed it to our people,
Yeah,
to
because
our
sometimes,
tigers.
yeah, sometimes the lions don't win. Sometimes, like I don't know, a hippo intervenes or something and stomps
Yeah.
him, or an elephant comes along and just hits him with his trunk or something. Get out of here, you
Get
son of
out
a-
of here.
Yeah.
you
I
son
want
of
to see
a-
the whole thing. Let's do it right. Do it
Yes,
right.
we're gonna Denmark, if you're gonna do it, go all the way. Don't half-ass that stuff.
That's right.
Yes. All right. Well, as you're maybe around your dinner time, depending on where you're watching us from,
Mhm.
U.gov has ranked the foods we Americans hate the most.
Interesting.
Yeah. So basically, what they did was they had a survey of what foods. They gave like a list of 40 foods and said, "Hey, which one of these do you think is the most disgusting?" And then they put together a chart of what was the most hated. It's like there's hate, active hate, then there is dislike it, not sure, neutral, like it, and then
Okay.
love it. So, and it's interesting that hate it, there was two that were very high. Like the top three are pretty much what you would think. But interestingly enough, that there was more hate it and dislike it to put it over the edge, very much so, was anchovies over liver. Liver had the most hate,
Okay.
but the combination of hate and dislike was slightly more for anchovies than it was for liver itself. Those were the top two.
Yeah. I don't mind anchovies. Liver. You know what? I don't think I can't say that I've actually had a hunk of liver. I've had pate.
Yeah, that's fancy liver. No one's got time for
Braunschweiger.
that. No one's got time for that.
Yeah.
So anchovies was the most. I take it back. Liver was the most hated.
Okay.
But if you combine hate and dislike, it was anchovies over liver.
Okay.
That's 1 and 2. Coming in at number 3 on the list of the most hated foods for America. And I don't know what the real difference is between anchovies and number 3, but sardines comes in at number 3. You like anchovies, you like sardines. I don't like either one. What is the difference between an anchovy and a sardine? Is one sliced up an anchovy and a sardine is still the full fish? One served in a can, one isn't? What is the difference?
I mean, I don't think sardines are as salty as anchovies, and I don't know what makes anchovies so salty anyway. I don't know if it's just the way that they're preserved or how that works. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, there's not a lot of difference. It doesn't seem.
No. Well, there's not much difference in how much we hate them either.
Yeah.
Anchovies number 1, sardines number 3, with liver in the middle.
So let me ask you
Go
something.
ahead.
Do you think that because those are kind of the ones you would expect, and I wonder if people actually have had these, or if they just think I'm supposed to hate anchovies, so I'm going to say anchovies, even though I've never had them.
That's part of it. I think that's part of it because I've never been able to, despite the fact that I do like something further down the list that is fish, I've never had anchovies, even though I know a classically prepared Caesar salad does have anchovies usually. And I've never gone that because it's just in my mind, I don't want anchovies. It just they sound gross to me. And liver's the same way. So that's your top 3. Going through the rest of some of these on here, the top 10. Coming in at number 4 would be tofu. I think tofu is more, you are kind of predestined or you're told to dislike tofu.
Hmm.
In my opinion, because
And I
everyone's
wonder
like,
what it did.
tofu.
There's not
Go
much
ahead.
there to like or not like. I mean, you can't just. It's got to be like in the picture there. I think it's got to be prepared or fried up or something. I don't know if anybody just cuts a slice off and eats it. God, I hope not.
Yeah, it's much like a rice cake.
Mhm.
right? Tofu is a vessel for something else.
Yeah.
And I don't think to your point, anyone just chooses and be like, yep, just going to bite off a hunk of tofu here. Yeah, that would be gross. But I don't mind tofu per se.
I like
I'm
tofu.
willing to, I gave it a chance and it's fine. It's not my number one choice, but it's fine. Number 5 for the most hated would be squid.
Squid.
Now there's squid prepared like that, and then there's octopus. So similar but different. Squid is usually prepared fully all together like that, whereas octopus will be cut up into like calamari, or you'll have a tentacle or something along those lines. I don't mind either, but they have to be cooked the right way.
I thought calamari was squid. Calamari's
Maybe it
octopus?
is. No, you're right. Calamari is squid. You're
Yeah.
right, because you got the little squids that
It's
because I will eat the actual. If you ever had calamari, there's the rings, and
mhm.
then there's the actual little squids,
Yeah, with
and
the
I got no problem eating the little squids. Like
it's got a little knob on the head so you can grab it.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And the little tentacles coming off it. It looks like you're eating the ghost from Pac-Man. I'm just like wah, 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 wah.
Right. Jabba the Hutt. Remember when he was just like grabbing things and
Yeah. So everyone always pushes those my way. That's fine. I have no problem with either one of those.
Yeah.
Interesting. Go ahead.
They gotta be all fried up and not look like what they are. I think that's the thing that
What am I?
throws people when they're all
Yeah, that's why they cut them into the rings most of the time, and most people don't eat the full ones like I do. I'm surprised at number 6 here in the fact that it is known for its opulence, but people can't stand caviar. It's just fish eggs.
just fish eggs, like you eat them all the time. I mean, I think that's the thing that probably throws people is it's fish eggs. That's a weird thing for us to consume. I think.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
not
with you.
bad.
I I don't know if I've ever had caviar.
I don't know
Like I've had
why it's
roe.
so. I mean, I guess because they're hard to get. But I don't know why it's always associated with upper crust and fancy pants.
I've had roe, which are fish eggs on sushi rolls, but I've
Hmm.
never had like good caviar.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you one way or the other whether caviar sucks or not. I haven't had it, but it's interesting to me of all the foods we hate in America, it comes in at like number 6.
Hmm.
Also in the top 10, oysters. That's I can't. I can't with the oysters. It's a texture thing for me.
For me, oysters. I don't mind oysters. Oysters.
Oysters.
Oysters. I don't mind them, but they're not very satisfying either. Particularly when they're as pictured there, when they're just on the half shell and you just go, you slurp them down and they're done. It's really there's no satisfaction there. It's just you swallowed it before you realize it's in your mouth. There you go. Take
Because
that
you're
one out of context.
hey-oh. Yeah, someone meme us, please. Meme us. Yeah, because I've always wondered, like, you're not supposed to chew them when they come that way, right?
You
You're just
can't.
supposed to like you put the hot sauce and it just I don't get the allure. It's like, I just hawked up a loogie. Let me swallow
Yeah.
it again with some hot sauce. That's going to be delicious.
Now,
No,
much
thank
like
you.
tofu, I like fried oysters. That can be really good.
Oysters Rockefeller is a thing I've never had, but there's
I
like
don't know what
doesn't
that
it
is.
involve like cheese and garlic and stuff along those
Oh,
lines? Oddly enough, the thing that isn't in the top 10 here is escargot. Like, I'm not eating a snail.
yeah,
Screw that. I don't give a damn how you prepare it. I'm not eating a snail. But it's
yeah.
not in the top 10.
Snail. You know that it kind of reminds me of like catfish or something. That's just I don't know. It seems like it's eating a lot of garbage.
Truth, which makes it more delicious.
I
How
guess.
dare you? How dare you besmirch a catfish? Right underneath oysters, a lot of people can't stand blue cheese.
Huh.
I don't mind it. Once again, I think blue cheese is a lot like tofu. I'm not just going to eat a hunk of blue cheese.
No.
But you add it crumbled in here and there or whatever. It has a nice flavor. I don't mind it. It's good in
Yeah.
a salad.
Yeah, and I enjoy funky cheese. Just unusual, like weird. It smells bad. It has a weird taste. I don't know. I just enjoy those cheeses.
Enjoy the funk master of
Funky
cheeses, the blue
cheese.
cheese. Funky Cheese. They were a great soul band back in the day. Funky
He used to play
Cheese.
bass for
Missed this.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, Funky Cheese did. Yeah. Also, right underneath blue cheese. I don't get this next one. Sushi. Who the hell doesn't like sushi?
I mean,
Now,
that's one that I think you've got to get over the. See, we were told all our lives that raw fish is the worst thing you could possibly eat in the world, and you'll die before it hits your stomach. And the truth is, kind of like oysters, kind of like caviar, sardines. When any fish is fresh, dig in, and it's really good. It shouldn't have that smell.
right. Yeah. Yeah. That we associate with like fish sticks.
Yeah, like when you
Because
get in the
those are
back of the
not
grocery
fresh.
store and it's like, da, da.
Yeah, yeah. The thing I think here is, I think you're right. I think people are thinking more traditional sashimi, nigiri,
Yeah,
sushi, more so than the cooked rolls. Because sushi now it can be like you go somewhere and you get like a Philadelphia Freedom roll, and it's like Philadelphia cheesesteak, and it's with
right.
rice around it. So it's kind of got a broad definition now of sushi. So I think the people in this particular survey are thinking of it as the traditional sushi of like sashimi and stuff
Right. I mean,
instead.
I guess any raw meat, that the idea puts people off until you've actually had it. Oh,
Yeah,
I had a
and
sushi burrito, which I for a
oh,
while.
amazing,
Oh my god!
amazing,
For the longest time, I just thought, oh, okay, that's just kind of a novelty. There's nobody really has. And I had one just a few
life
blocks from it,
changing.
and it's like, holy crap, is that good?
Yes, delicious. I still haven't found a good place down here. I did have a good tuna tartare taco though over the weekend. That was also very delicious. Also on this list, thank you very much.
Hmm.
Also on this list, they underneath sushi is chitlins. I they spelled it chitterlings, but I've always heard it as called chitlins.
I've never heard anybody
I
say chitterlings. Yeah, I mean that is the way it's spelled, but I don't know what the. I think we just call it chitlins, don't
I don't want any part of a large intestine of any animal.
we? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ah,
I stop at pork. I stop at pork rinds. I don't go any further. I don't go to the
what is a
chitlins.
pork rind?
I don't know. I think it's like a dead dad tattoo that's then fried. It's a skin that's then fried, and you eat it along
What the
those
hell's a pork
lines.
rind? Comment below or call us. I don't know.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. We'd like to know.
yeah, I mean
A couple other
sausage
ones that were
is
just
a lot of times the casing is intestine.
yeah, is intestine. True, true. I guess maybe it's I guess it's maybe leftover that they couldn't put any more sausage. They don't have any more meat to grind into
I
it, so they
guess
just fry it up and say, "Here's chitlins."
let
Some of
nothing
the
go to
ones
waste.
outside, yep, out of the top 10 that I just wanted to highlight real quick. Something I love, kale. It is a power green. It is tremendously good for you. I have some in my fridge right now. I don't get the kale hate
Yeah, that's a hardy
that
leaf.
people are.
It's a hardy leaf.
It, it's a
It takes a
very
little while
hearty
to get it
leaf.
down.
It does. That is for sure, but it keeps you regular. So eat your kale, kids.
Eat your kale.
Eat your kale,
You'll be glad you did.
and
Cleans you right out.
and exactly. And finally, Brussels sprouts, which I think Brussels sprouts is one of those ones that we were always told as a kid sucked. Right? No one likes Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are terrible.
Yeah.
I see a Brussels sprout on a menu now because usually it's made with like bacon and they like char it up.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah, you go to a restaurant and it's caramelized with bacon and honey, and I mean it's a piece of candy by the time it gets to your plate. But it's some steamed Brussels sprouts with some butter. That's fine for me. I like that. It's a
Okay.
hearty
The
leaf.
best another hearty leaf. Eat your Brussels and your kale, kids.
That's right.
That
be glad
meme
you
us,
did.
please cut that out, put it in there. We'll next thing you know, because it's been seen on the internet, who knows? We could replace RFK Jr. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. And finally, before we get to Twismo, we've always been known for monkey stories, and apparently the monkeys over at this particular temple, you've heard all the stories about them stealing stuff and taking people from people's purses, but the criminal enterprise now is the monkeys have now learned which items they steal get them the most food in return.
Oh wow. Oh
So
wow. That's amazing.
So now instead of just stealing lipstick or whatever, they're going specifically for the electronics
Yeah.
because they know then that the trade-off they will get better stuff in return if they steal the good stuff. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so they'll grab your AirPods. Monkey, what's a monkey going to do with AirPods? It can't sync it to anything. And they know that you'll come back with an apple and trade it, and they'll be like, "I won."
Yes.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah. Primate researchers have found that the macaques steal belongings to use as currency to trade with the humans. Some monkeys can distinguish, as we just mentioned, between objects that we highly value, and they go straight to those.
A baby.
They've learned this. What's that?
A baby.
Yeah, they could also steal a baby. So what they did was the University of Lethbridge spent years filming the macaques and analyzing hundreds of hours of footage, and they actually found as the years went on and phones started becoming, more ubiquitous, that the monkeys started to gravitate and go, "Oh, when I take that, I get 4 apples.
Right.
But if I take this right over here, I get maybe a piece of candy. So F you and your candy, I'm taking that because that's going to get me like 8 bananas."
Yeah. Yank off somebody's prosthetic leg.
Right. In other words, the monkeys have unprecedented economic decision-making processes, the researchers wrote.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. So they said, "I didn't expect that the monkeys would be operating like a gang, taking everything." It was like Oliver Twist, said one person visiting the temple. There's one macaque just sitting there sending out the small little other downtrodden macaques to go do my bidding. Bring it to me. Yeah. So that's what they're saying is they've now realized that the monkeys have learned that if they steal the good stuff, they get better stuff in return.
We're gonna see Planet of the Apes in our lifetime, I think. They're getting smart fast.
Who's going to win that battle? Right? We're going to be in the middle. Who you siding with between AI robot guys and the monkey troops? I'm team monkey. Sorry.
I am too.
I'm just team monkey.
The monkeys have been around longer. I think they've solved a lot of problems.
Correct.
And they're just waiting. I mean, right now we're encroaching on them, and their populations are growing. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, we've seen the monkeys who've been addicted to the screen time now too, so they're learning. You know what? I'll probably my beloved wife will have my tattoo of Green Day on the wall before this battle happens, but let's hope she makes it through.
And finally,
oh, this looks great.
Time for This Week in Slow-Mo, where we take a fast-moving video from the internet and slow it down and analyze it for our own entertainment. And this Week in Slow-Mo involves a stingray. And I was trying to think of another animal that has a verb in its name that says, "This is what I do for a living. I sting you." I can't think of one.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm like, not scorpion.
No.
I guess murder hornet, but that's an insect. I guess that's an animal, but they were just called murder hornets. That's not actually. That's a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah, that's because this is about a stingray. Yeah, they don't call sharks human eating fish or anything like that. You wouldn't know what it is. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so stingray it is.
All right.
Lay it on me.
This does involve a stingray, and you can see what's going to happen long before it happens.
Isso fura demais. Essa é morte.
No.
Não vou furar ninguém.
And that's the extent of the video.
That dude totally deserved that. That's a stingray, not a freaking lily pad. He deserved every part of that.
He really did. And take a look just keep an eye on the stingray's stinger because you see it start to move as if it's saying, "Oh man, I don't want to have to do this. It's going to involve a lot of paperwork. They're going to
Right.
bring me in and ask me questions." But he keeps stepping on my back, and I got no choice.
Isso fura demais. Essa é morte. Não vou furar ninguém.
He starts to go, "All right,
Yep.
dude, knock it
Yep.
off."
Yep. Knock it off. Bam.
That's the noise you want him to make, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That was the most deserved instant karma ever. Do not step on the wildlife.
It's in the animal's name. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I do
Yeah.
for a living.
Correct. I sting people. I'm a
Right.
stingray.
It's what it says on my
You-
business card.
Alligators, you may be able to get away with it. They're not chompy lizards. They're alligators.
All right, let's slow this down.
I want to see the impact. Did you zoom in on the impact
We can
of
come
where
in a
you
little
get
bit
them right in the
closer.
ankle?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
come in a little closer so you can see exactly how this all plays out for this fool.
Oof. Yep. See, warning. Wha-bam! I love the jump.
I think you're right. That you really can on the close up. You can get a good sense of it. It is clearly making some moves and saying, "I'm warning you. Please don't. Please stop. Knock it
Yes.
off." And then
Yeah.
and then it has no choice but to do
But to
its
just-
job.
I love the jump too. Yeah. See right here, warning you. Nope.
Inch.
You're still doing. Still gotcha. The leap is the best part. So satisfying.
It is satisfying, but it'd be satisfying if it's even slower. Let's slow it down even more.
Ooh. Okay. Ah. Did he step on another one? Is that why he jumped?
I didn't see that. You think he stepped on another one?
I don't know if there's another one present because it's like the you can't tell for certain, but the one snaps him and then he takes a step back and then he jumps. I don't think there's another one there, but it would explain the leap into the air more. Because if you notice, foot goes down here and then he leaps back.
I see what you're saying. I think what happened is, he gets hit, and now he's on one foot, so he tries to get his balance, but he knows he can't. If he stays near the stingray, it will once again.
Okay.
There's a verb
Sting.
in the name.
It will sting.
Yes. So
Okay.
I think that's what
Makes sense.
That's the way that plays out.
I must flee. Oh, I love this. Is that the Canadian guy? Is he singing Nickelback?
And now a Mike and Molson exclusive. We introduce you to the Anguish Cam. I don't think we've ever done the Anguish Cam before.
No, we haven't.
But we have Anguish Cam angle here.
New sensation. Ah. Look for it at a stadium near you when your team loses the big game and your kicker double doinks the field goal. Don't forget the Mike and Molson anguish cam. You have kiss cam. You have the lookalike cam. It's anguish cam.
Anguish cam, I think. I like. We'll have to employ anguish cam more often.
We will. Oh, Greg's got a limerick for us. Through comments. Here we go.
Oops, sorry, Greg. Put that back up on there for me.
That's all right.
No, not all right.
He tried to call in earlier, but now we got the actual one. It's not a game or play. Are you Ernie or Bert? Either way is going to hurt. Never step on a stingray. Boom. Well done.
Yeah, that's like turn around, don't drown. You know, it's just good. It's just good advice. Either way, don't step on a stingray. Yeah.
Yes. Either way, don't step on a stingray. Perfect. Well played. Eat your kale. Eat your Brussels sprouts.
Right.
And either way, don't step on a stingray.
And remember, the anguish cam is coming for you.
You won't know where or when, but when you fall in pain or your team loses a big game, the anguish cam will be there to catch a reaction.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us on this journey this week. And be sure to go over to the YouTube page and like and subscribe. And when you see our videos come up during the week, share those out, click on them, comment on them. We need some algorithmic love.
We do. We need be on a roof and do this little algorithmic love. I think that's what he was doing on the roof. Yeah.
Cheers.